we do have to turn our heads because Billy, next up is Villa away. So what's your kind of overall feelings for this one? How do you see it going down?
Pretty scary, to be honest. So I'm pretty terrified of it just because of the magnitude of the game. Like, it's come at a time where it's kind of all or nothing. Like, because I think if they beat us, they go 8 points ahead of us, which seems a bit maybe insurmountable with 11 games to go, even though we got a game in hand. And it's just one of those ones that if we win, it's such a big win for us in this season. And I think Villa are kind of a little bit up and down with form at the moment. They kind of got a good result against Luton, but they sort of hung on a bit and they got a bit lucky at the end to come back into that game. They went 2-0 up. Watkins looks really good, and they sort of then went 2-2 and looked a bit shaky. So, yeah, I'm terrified of it just because it's such a big game for us. Like, I have no idea how it's going to go because like we play a high line, they play an even higher line, and it's sort of on paper it's two like teams that are just going to really go for each other. And I think in wide contrast to the Palace game, you're not going to see that kind of game that we saw by any means. And I have absolutely no idea where it's going to go. But I'm terrified, man. I'm absolutely terrified about this game. Not necessarily in a bad way. It's just there's a lot riding on it, and there's a lot riding on it.
And that's the thing with Spurs. We love it when things are riding a lot on us because we tend to flake a little bit. So I think I totally understand that you're terrified. I think I'm kind of in that boat as well. I mean, Connor, are you kind of on the same sentiment? How do you kind of see this one going down for you as well?
Do you know what? I'm less worried than I would have been a couple of weeks ago, to be honest. I'm still bricking it, but I think at the same time, the players. For me, the main thing was when those players were coming back. Maddison clearly wasn't up to it. Palace, he showed the moments. Great assist from Romero. I think Villa's home form has dipped a bit. They were unbeaten for all that period. It was a ridiculous record. Was it 19 home games, one in a row? It was something like that. They were flying, and then they lost, and then they lost to United at home as well. So yeah, Billy's right. Their form is a little bit shaky. They've got a lot of fantastic players. If it's not Watkins, it's Louise. If it's not Louise, it's Bailey. They've just got a great squad. The worry is that it's Villa at home, and we were dreadful. I know it was under Conte. No, it weren't Conte. It was Mason. We were dreadful away at Villa last season. We relied on a Harry Kane penalty to not make it look worse than it was. But yeah, no, I'm less worried than I was because Villa's form has dipped at home because. We've got the players picking up a little bit of form. For me, my main worry is if we haven't got Porro. Like, I'm going to be so much more relieved if Porro is available because we're just such a better outfit with Porro and a doggy. I'm not going to sit here and slate Emerson, but it is we play. We're so much more bringing the game to them when Porro's playing, and obviously Emerson is naturally more reserved. So if I see Porro on that team sheet an hour before, I'm going to be thinking, yeah, all right, we can take this easily. But if it's not, then if we come away with a draw, I'll still be happy. But it's going to be tough regardless because they're going to be up for it because they want Champions League. They haven't played Champions League for, 15 years or maybe even longer than that. So they're going to be so up for this. And it's massive in the grand scheme of things with the games left as well. We can't because we've still got to play Arsenal, City, Liverpool. So this really is a big game. So I'm nervous, but Porro will hopefully make me less nervous if he's available.
I'm glad you mentioned Porro because obviously, Billy, there was talk that he could be potentially back for this game. Are you with Connor in a sense that is probably going to be something that maybe sways you to be a bit more confident about this one and not so scared?
Listen, my guy Emerson Royale is my guy, but like the drop off between him and Porro is insane. As much as that pains me to say that, like I didn't think Emerson had a bad game at all against Palace. It's probably one of his better games, but Porro just adds so much more to our team. It's unbelievable. Like we really miss him in the build up, I think, and not having him there. And I definitely think if we've got him against Villa, it'd be a big lift for us because I think you could make a pretty strong case that he's been our best player this season, I think. So yeah, it'd be a huge good to have him back. As much as it hates me to say that against my guy Emerson Royale, I just think the levels between him and Porro is not comparable, I don't think.
No, I think Pedro Porro is definitely slightly, if not four, above Emerson Royale. But Janet's made a great point here, Connor, in the fact that obviously they do play in Europe, and I believe it's Ajax. So
yes.
I guess it's away for them.
Away, yeah.
So that could sway in our favour.
100. Yeah, Emery could have an eye on that. To be fair, I think the only thing with that is the two legs. To be honest, I think they'd rather go all out against us and push for that Champions League than and risk the first leg in my eyes than. But Janet does make a good point there, because even that, he might take a couple of the players off early. He might rest Bailey, might rest, but they have got they've got a good level of depth as well. I'm going to try not to think about it too much, because it's going to worry.
Ajax are terrible this season as well. Like they're really bad. It's rubbish. Like, I don't think they'll have too many problems. Sadly, just got to pray for a couple of injuries. Would be nice.
That would be nice. I mean, I'm not for one for saying that I want a player to get injured, but obviously there is potentially one player on that team.
I mean, yeah.
And I think I don't even have to say his name, because Billy, I think we know who we're talking about.
We know who you're talking about. We've been waiting for this fixture for a long time, and I just hope. You know what? There's a lot of chat about. We hope Romero will fly into and whatever. I just hope we beat them. I think that's the best revenge we can get. Just beat them, take top 4 off them, and have Matty Cash playing in the Europa League again next year. That's the best thing we can do. I despise him. I absolutely hate him. I hate everything about him. I hate his arrogance. I hate the way that he reacted to injuring 2 of our players, with just no genuine remorse whatsoever. And I hope the karma that he gets will be just us finishing above him. I think that's the best thing we can do, to be honest.
That's the thing, kill him with kindness, isn't it, Connor? I mean, it's a silly question to ask me, but I'm guessing you're on the same kind of foot in terms of it.
Oh yeah, no, listen, we're so much better than the pettiness of him. We really are, honestly. It ain't worth rising to that level. We can say all we want. Oh, we hope he breaks his leg. No, I don't want that. We're going to rise above that. We're not that petty. And listen, he couldn't get an England team, and he went to Poland because he couldn't. So that's all you need to say about him. There you go.
And that is a great way to finish, obviously, the Villa preview. It's been great tonight to dissect everything. Obviously, it was amazing to get that turnaround. Be great to go to Villa and get a win. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna get your score prediction. So, Billy, I'm gonna come to you first. What is your score prediction against Villa?
Do you know what? I think this is the hardest match I've had to predict for all season. I have absolutely no idea. I'm gonna go 3-2 Tottenham. I think it's going to be very high scoring, and I think we might just come away with it.
Oh my word, that sounds very stressful for me. I can't wait.
Right?
And Connor, how about you?
I want to be as optimistic as Billy is there. I really do. I'm so gutted that I'm saying I'm going to go 2-2. I think.
I would take that, by the way. I would take 2-2 now.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I'd love the win, but I think they are going to be so up for it. We're going to be so up for it, but they are going to be so, and Villa Park, when the atmosphere is rocking. So I'm going to say 2-2.
I think a draw would be. I would take that all day, because we just can't lose that game. If we lose a game, we're fucked. But a draw, I'd take it all day.
Definitely a draw.
What about
win.
you? What are you saying, Hollie? What do you think?
I was hoping you weren't going to Uno reverse me. I'll probably go with Chris and say 2-1. I think I said 2-1. When I looked at the fixture, so I'm going to stick to my guns and say that. But my word, 3-2 or 2-2 draw. I mean, who cares? I'll take it.